Zhuang Qiu worked late at the office to finalize a research report on the photovoltaic industry. When a colleague invited him out for drinks, Zhuang Qiu declined, remaining focused on his work. The colleague mentioned that the loan for the Shuangyun subsidiary seemed unlikely to go through, noting that Shengyun's stance was ambiguous and their new deputy general manager, Lin Yusen, had essentially been exiled there. Although Lin Yusen was the grandson of the elder Mr. Sheng, he did not carry the family surname. Zhuang Qiu mentioned he had previously met Lin when accompanying Mr. Song to Shengyun. The colleague teased Zhuang Qiu, wondering if his dedication to the report was motivated by his beautiful alumna at Shengyun, Ni Zigwang, but Zhuang Qiu insisted he was simply working for his salary. However, the moment he received a message from Ye Rong, who had brought items from his hometown, he immediately shut down his computer to meet her, earning him a playful jab for prioritizing romance over friendship. Ye Rong had brought homemade pickles from her mother in Nanjing. During their meeting, she asked Zhuang Qiu about their friend Zhuo Hui on behalf of Si Jing, who felt Zhuo Hui had grown distant. Zhuang Qiu reported that while they had drinks recently, Zhuo Hui hadn't mentioned anyone new. He noted that since Si Jing had never committed to a relationship, it was natural for Zhuo Hui's feelings to shift. Reflecting on their own bond, Ye Rong marveled at how they had been classmates since primary school and now worked in neighboring companies. Zhuang Qiu admitted his current focus was solely on earning enough money to establish himself in Shanghai. When he took her to a dessert shop, they discovered that the signature strawberry Napoleons had just been entirely bought out by previous customers. Settling for mango crepe cake instead, they enjoyed their meal together. Unbeknownst to them, the customers who had cleared out the Napoleons were Ni Zigwang and her friends, Yin Jie and Wan Yuhua. As they walked through the streets, Zigwang felt a wave of melancholy. She realized she was standing on the very path Zhuang Qiu took every day, yet they had not crossed paths. She recognized the futility of her silent vigil, knowing he would never realize she had been there waiting for a fated encounter. Shaking off her sadness, she forced herself to stop dwelling on the mismatch. Meanwhile, Lin Yusen visited the hospital for a follow-up on his injured wrist. A former colleague, Dr. Zong, noted that since Lin had resigned, his hospital parking permit was cancelled, forcing him to use the lot across the street. As Lin crossed the road, he was struck by a motorcycle. News of the accident reached the office, and Mr. Zhang announced he would be taking over Lin's duties for the month. However, because many expansion and financing documents still required Lin's personal oversight, a staff member was needed to ferry files to his home in Shanghai. Zigwang, plagued by guilt because she had recently made a temple wish for Lin to disappear, volunteered for the task as a way to redeem herself. Zigwang traveled to Shanghai the following day and met Lin's housekeeper, Auntie Chen, who explained that the accident had aggravated an old injury, requiring Lin to rest. Relieved that he wasn't more seriously hurt, Zigwang's guilt lessened. Lin reviewed the files and insisted that Zigwang return with more documents the next day. During her subsequent visit, Zigwang noticed several medical journals in the living room. Auntie Chen revealed that Lin had been a brilliant and hardworking surgeon until a previous car accident forced him to abandon medicine for the photovoltaic industry. As the days passed, the arrangement became more informal. Lin called Zigwang into his study so he could ask questions while he worked. He even instructed her to take a spare key so she could let herself in when Auntie Chen was away. Back at the office, her colleagues began treating her as Lin's personal assistant, piling on documents for his signature. When she next brought the files to Lin's home, she prepared some water for him. Lin suddenly asked why she seemed so guilty. Zigwang couldn't bring herself to admit she thought her wish had caused his accident. Lin then spoke of his first car crash, which had ended his career, and cryptically remarked that he would be delighted if his current accident could jog her distant memories. Confused, Zigwang watched as he abruptly told her to leave the key and informed her that she didn't need to visit anymore. Returning to the company, Zigwang witnessed Mr. Mo, the head of purchasing, being led away by plainclothes officers for an internal audit investigation regarding kickbacks. That evening, Kiki treated the group to dinner to celebrate the downfall of the man who had bullied them. Zigwang muttered that her ex-ally had acted with impressive speed, which her colleagues hilariously misheard as ex-boyfriend. She quickly clarified she was referring to a powerful non-player character who had defeated a monster for her, and she vowed to complete whatever tasks he assigned once he returned. Lin Yusain soon returned to work and oversaw a major leadership shakeup. He appointed Manager Chen as the new head of purchasing and announced that EXIN Trust would handle the financing for the Phase 2 factory expansion. For the next 2 weeks, the office was a whirlwind of activity, yet Lin stopped assigning Zigwang any specific tasks. While Yin Jie suggested that her favorability with the boss had likely increased after her visits, Zigwang felt as though she had been sidelined. In the midst of the corporate shifts, Duang Qiu's research report gained high praise. Sheng Bokai admired his objective approach and diligent research, especially after learning Duang Qiu had conducted extra field research at a Shanghai plant to ensure the report's accuracy. Consequently, Sheng Bokai invited Duang Qiu to join him in the more lucrative investment banking department. Duang Qiu was thrilled and shared the news with his brother, Duang Fei. His brother encouraged him to find a girlfriend to share such successes with, noting that he seemed lonely. Duang Qiu, however, told Duang Fei to keep the news a secret from their mother and Ye Rong for the time being. One evening, Zigwang went to Yin Jie's dorm to use the washing machine, as she was still waiting for her own room assignment. She found Yin Jie locked out once again, and with Wan Yuhua away in Kunshan, there was no one else with a key. Despite the growing darkness, Zigwang decided to climb from a neighbor's balcony to enter the room. As she was making her ascent, Lin Yusain happened to be walking by with a female companion. A sudden shout from a bystander startled Zigwang, causing her to lose her footing. She plummeted from the second floor, only to be caught securely in Lin Yusain's arms.